So there are the multi-cores coming in from the plant. As we saw earlier, they are 40-core multi-core cables. They now go into the junction box. The right hand side coming from the plant, the left hand side now going onto the DCS system. Those two cables, as you can see, are now split up. So if I point to them, you have a 20-core cable there and a 20-core cable underneath. It is far easier to manipulate a 20-core cable from here than it is to manipulate a 40-core cable. So that cable now disappears out of the bottom and it now heads into the DCS cabinet. It's a bit of a mess at this moment in time as it's being worked on, or it was, but if we then look underneath, we can actually see that there is one group of cables, there is another group, and so on. So it's easier to bring a 20-core cable into there. The 20-core cable is now opened up, and in there, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on. So you have a positive and a negative. From there, if we then follow a cable, we use that one, so that cable now exits and now goes into the DCS. At this moment in time, that cable still remains as 4 to 20 milliamps. Once it goes into the DCS system, it converts from milliamps into a digital signal. This device here is known as an I/O card, input output, and as you can see by looking at them, you can see there is analog in, analog in, analog out, discrete in. Discrete in is an on-off signal, so from a switch, like a pressure switch. Then you've got analog out, so that's 4 to 20 milliamps outbound. Then the next card is discrete output. That again is an on-off. In this case, it is 0 or 24 volts. From there, moving along, there is a final heart 4 to 20 milliamp card. So there are 3 input cards. The channel represents an input. So as you can see, there are 8 channels. Likewise, over here, there are 8 channels on each. So therefore, there is a total of 24 possible inputs. There are also 12 possible outputs.